All right, guys, so this shoe right here, we've reviewed many times before because it's one of my favorite basketball shoes of all time. This is a brand new colorway, sort of. I don't know what they're called. All I know is that besides the James Harden collab one, the one with the white toe, man, these are one of the best looking material-wise Reebok Questions I think I've ever seen. Hey, what's good, guys? My name's Chris. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today we got a detailed look and review on these bad boys right here. This is the Reebok Question, Allen Iverson's first official signature sneaker, originally released back in 1996, and basically hasn't skipped a year since, which is a lie. They have, but it doesn't feel like it. This shoe just feels like one of those shoes that's always in production. And I'm not mad at that because, again, like I was saying earlier, it's one of my favorite shoes of all time, especially within the basketball category. This right here reminds me a lot of an original colorway, one of which I actually used to own. It was a retro though. It was a cool story. Should I tell it?
Have you told it before?
I'm not sure.
Hold on to your butts.
This was right after we had gotten our first kid, and we didn't get her. We, you know, made her. And I forget what year this is, so maybe 2006, 2007, something like that. And we were in the mall, stopped by Chic. They had the white with the red toe. That was kind of like the suede ones. And they were discounted heavily all the way down to 25 bucks. Right next to them, they had the black and gold ones. An original colorway, just like the red toes, where they were all black patent leather toe, and then all of the branding was kind of like embroidered or whatever and stitched with the gold. And that's where I believe these are pretty much like paying homage to, with the exception of that this is super premium compared to those. The leather on these in general is crazy. But the whole point of the story is I got two pairs of questions for less than one. It was like 25 bucks each. What a steal of a deal. Anywho, the bottom of these guys right here is translucent, but you can't tell because, you know, it's pretty much smoked out, but you can see the gold behind it. The traction pattern is one of the weirdest tractions of all time because it works really, really well. It's some super sticky shit. And there's no real pattern on there. It's just all rubber. So it's not just about the pattern when it comes to performance. It's also about the rubber compound. It's best to have a good variation of both, but sometimes one or the other will save one or the other. And then at the back there, you can see the little window where it peeks through to the little hexalite unit. That is the functional unit, had this been actual hexalite, which these are not. I do think it's weird though that the hexalite here is like, there's no color in it whatsoever, but the ones up here have the gold border.
Oh, how nice of them to do that for you.
I know. It's one of those little things where I'm like, you didn't have an extra one of these lying around that you could put under there?
I would just meant more so that they actually colored the ones on the outside for you, since I know sometimes they say they're going to.
Yeah, sometimes they haven't been doing that lately, and it's very weird to see them like that because that's not how the hexalite should look. The hexalite shouldn't look like this at all. Real hexalite looks like this, and it feels way different too. The midsole on these guys is not white, obviously. It's all black everything. I don't typically like all black shoes, but these just look clean, man. I love the difference in textures between the materials and the color of gold on top of that. It's just really neat. If you guys are fans of the DMP stuff from the Jordan brand, Reebok did it first. But those black and golds, again, that was like an original colorway way back in the day in 96 with the gold stitching and the black patent toe. Now the midsole itself is EVA. It's nothing special. The insole on top of that, nothing special. They took out the shock pad thing, which was a really thick polyurethane insole. They no longer use those, unfortunately, just like they no longer put in real hexalite. But where they make up for that is within the upper, man. This leather right here just by itself is so freaking buttery. Like, this is some good shit. And then when you move over to the medial side, it's all suede. It's insane. I didn't even know that that was on this shoe until I got them in person. I thought that it was gonna be a suede toe. And I get them in and I pull them out of the box. I was like, oh my God, half the shoe is suede, half the shoe is buttery leather. This is amazing. Now you've got some traditional features that are on pretty much every single Reebok Question, like the eye stay where it spells out Reebok. You got the open-celled mesh at the tongue. Nice fat tongue on top of that. Not super fat, just enough. Gold Question logo in the back, which is embossed or debossed. I forget every time. You guys teach me every time too, and I always forget anyways. Speaking of that, look at that thing. That is awesome. It's off the shoe. All I thought when I saw this, because this is actual metal right here, okay, this Reebok Vector logo. But all I saw or thought when I saw this is if they could do this out of metal, why are we still getting plastic on the Jordan 12s? I mean, if Reebok can do it. Then on the other side, would have been cool to have had that same Vector logo, you know, really beefy and all that stuff coming off of the shoe, but that probably wouldn't have been too functional because you probably kick it and hit your other shoe with it. So instead, embossed, debossed, I don't know, but it's in there. Still looks cool, but I really like this side. My favorite part though, on any Reebok Question, is the booty. Hey. I think that these look fantastic. I love the 3 on there as well. First off, those things are not crooked. It looks awesome like that. Second off, they're metal again, and they're gold.
I love gold.
So I don't know if these are supposed to pay tribute to something specific, because the Reebok Question missed its 25th anniversary. It was last year. So yeah, so I don't know if maybe this is just late. I don't know if this is supposed to pay tribute to something else, because I mean, he was already inducted in the Hall of Fame too. This kind of looks like it would be a Hall of Fame-ish color. I don't know what these are about. All I know is that they look really cool and they're made out of some really bitchin' materials, and I got them over at ID for Shoes, which is an overseas eBay seller. We use them all the time. We've been using them 10 plus years. I think they've been in business for even longer than that. 100% authentic on top of that. And for those of you guys wondering, well, how do they get them before the US? That happens all the time, man. If you're new to sneakers, I understand that you might not know. If you're not new to sneakers, you probably already know this, but there are 2 release dates when we talk about shoes. There is the US release date, and then there is the global release date, which sounds mad confusing if you're from the United States, because global sounds like everywhere, but what it actually means is everywhere but here. These had a global release date, but the US release date has not hit yet. They might not even hit, because that's happened before too, like those Reebok Answers that were the PE with the white toe and the black back, thumbnail here, card over there. Those released overseas, and for some reason they just were scrapped as far as a release over here in the United States, which is a bummer, which means that the only place you can get them is from eBay or a place like that. So, you know, it is what it is. Now, as far as sizing is concerned, they do fit true to size, so whatever you typically wear, that's exactly what I would recommend. I personally wear a size 9 and damn near everything. These are a size 9, they fit me perfectly. I think that these came out really, really nice. I'm still surprised at the half suede, half leather.
You know what they remind me of? We just did the review of it, and I realized it's slightly different materials, as in the other shoe doesn't even have leather on it, but the D-Rose.
Oh yeah, the 1.5 Resto mods.
Yeah, and so they do that split too, where...
Well, kind of. That was like this, where it was suede all on the inside, and on this side it was suede, but there was a bunch of cutouts for all the plastic, like the sprint web.
Yes. The sprint web.
Yeah, it's similar, but a little bit different. Did have a patent toe on there, which I don't know if I missed that on this. I don't love patent toes on the Reeboks, like on the Questions. I think that they look a little funny. Most of you guys already know that I do love the suede toes, and so I do dig these. These are just a really interesting look. I wish they came with laces with gold speckles in them, because that would have like really set off. Because you know that they did that, what were they called? The crossovers? The one that was like one shoe was the red toe and one shoe was the blue toe. Those had those kind of laces, which was very popular when this shoe came out. This shoe came out right around the same time as the original 12s, and those laces worked perfectly in both shoes. So yeah, I just think that that would have looked really, really slick. You could probably find some somewhere. Yeah. Or some reflective rope laces or something like that.
Rope lace supply, go look them up.
Yeah, and that's not a plug. Well, it technically is, but like it's not supposed to be. It's not a sponsored plug, you know what I mean? Please. Anyways, that pretty much takes care of it for these bad boys. Again, I think that they're awesome. I think that they came out really, really nice. Probably the best quality Reebok Question we've had since that Harden release with the white toe and the black. Those had like very similar, not quite the same, but very similar buttery leather. I just really like the gold. What do you think about this?
It's nice.
I'll take it. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for all the support, and until next time, guys, have a good one. Oh, also, if you're interested, I'll leave a link down below in the description box.
For ID
for shoes. Yeah, I love those guys. Super fast shipping, DHL all day. It texts you, and you click on the link, and it says, hey, if you're not home, you can sign for the package now. And I'll be like, all right, cool. And then they just drop it off when they're ready. It's the easiest ever.
So easy a caveman can do it? Those were the Geico commercials.
I know, we don't plug them. There's no check there.
There's no check from Rope Lace Supply or DHL.
I know, but at least I know the Rope Lace Supply guys.
You know the DHL guys?
No, but we feed them food.